What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're going to try to fix a leaky sunroof on my 2010 BMW 550 Xi GT. If you've got a leaking sunroof on any car, this video might help you solve that problem. Now, I don't know for sure that my sunroof is actively leaking, but we're going to find out because I've got some water. We're just going to pour it on and see what happens. But I do notice a smell, an odor of, I don't know, mildew and mold. And then there's these spots. And then there's this discoloration that runs down the A-pillar and up here as well. Almost like it's coming right from the sunroof. Now, I need to send this car to Brian at the auto spa for a deep detail and another ozone. But before I do, I want to make sure that my sunroof is not leaking. So what we have, before I get started, let me show you. Every car is different, but they should be relatively similar. If you look way down here, that is a hole for a drain. That's a drain hole. And if you look, it looks like this has been full of dirt and mud and other things, including water. I think this is where it's leaking, guys. You can see it's really piled up right here. So I'm willing to bet these drains are clogged. So if we pour the water in, they should drain right out. But I'm willing to bet they're slightly plugged up. This one, well, it was draining. I think it's already stopped up. Let's pour a little more water in there. And before long, we should hear it running out from under the car. It does appear to be draining, but the question is, how much water can it take? And how fast can it get the water out? If it builds up with too much water, if the rain is pouring down too fast, you're going to end up with water intrusion into your interior. Oh, it's leaking all over the floor. There's all my water. It's coming straight down the A-pillar. That's not supposed to happen. That's definitely not supposed to happen. Let's see if we can pull this trim down here and get a better idea. Look at it. It's running down. Yeah. I knew it, man. There's definitely something going on here. And it's all wet right here. So maybe something has come off. Now there's an airbag here. Let me use both hands. I want to be very careful. All right, so if we're going to take this pillar cover off, we're going to have to get a pick, get under here. That's broke. Well, I guess the pick wasn't all that necessary then, was it? There we go. Pop off this cover that says airbag. And then a T25. Be careful that you don't hit the windshield, because the last thing you want to do is have to replace your broken windshield trying to fix your sunroof drain. So we'll take this screw out, and hopefully this pillar just kind of pops out here. We'll take this screw and we'll put it in a safe place. While we're at it, we might as well clean all of the mold and everything off of this at the same time. Hopefully this whole thing just kind of, there we go, just kind of pops. There we go. And pops out. Oh, maybe we can see in there. Boy, oh boy, the airbag has been soaking wet. That's great. So I'm assuming there's some kind of a drain that must run straight through the pillar, and it's backing up. It wouldn't run inside the car. You can clearly see there is water. I mean, it's soaked. It's oh yeah, it's soaked up there too. And here's another thing that I noticed. There should be a ton of water pouring out from under the car. Where exactly, I don't know. Usually it'd be maybe somewhere up here in this general area. But I don't see anything. I don't even see where the drain would be on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the water over to the other side, and we're going to proceed to clean this track out. I want to clean this up as best we can and then try to flush it with compressed air. So if we come over here, if I can not fall, and pour a little water down here, hopefully this side does drain and we can get an idea of where it's supposed to come out at. There it is. Where? It's coming out of the door. What? It, no. Comes out right, it squirts out. It's squirting out the side of the door. Right here. I kid you not. Hold on. I'm gonna pour this. I want you guys to watch. It's squirting out. It's squirting out the side of the door? I don't know if I can do this. Hold on. It squirts out like right here. Like right there. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, it shoots out the side of the door. No kidding. So it's got to run through the pillar, down, and it shoots out the side of the door. That is a horrible, horrible design. I couldn't get to that if I wanted to. So here's the idea. This side obviously works, but it's still covered in filth and grit and grime. I think it's just a good idea to use a soft bristled brush, get down in here, and then get a rag. Let's really clean this out, because the last thing we want is all of this dirt and grime buildup to end up clogging these drains. And as you can see, it is very muddy and murky down there. So we're going to get this cleaned up as best we can, and then we're going to run compressed air through all of this. I'll get a rag to clean it up, and then we're going to try to use the compressed air on the other side, hopefully to blow out whatever's causing that massive leak. All right, so hopefully you can see how good this looks now. I worked really hard to clean this whole thing out. And obviously just cleaning the top isn't going to do it. That hole, it's hard to see, but it's right there. Clearly you can see it now. Now I've got to take this, which has about 60 psi of air running through it. It's got a rubber nozzle on the top so I can really get it in there. And hopefully blast this thing out of here, man, without damaging anything. Let's see if we can get it seated. With any luck. Oh, she may be really, really clogged, guys, because that water is supposed to come out of the door right there. This could be tough. So I just poured some more water through here, and it is pouring out directly at the airbag. So there it's coming right down the headliner too. Right down the headliner. Something is very wrong here, guys. Obviously, blowing compressed air through it did not fix the problem. Something I think has come detached right up in here. I don't know what, I don't know how, but I'm hoping we can get to the end of it, get it figured out, because if not, this car is going to be flooded every time it rains. So here's what I believe happened. There's a drain right here that should have a hose attached to it that probably runs down into the pillar. I'm thinking the hose that's supposed to clip onto the drain has come off, maybe it's broken, and now whenever water comes in, it literally just drops down onto the headliner and runs down the pillar. That's my guess. In order to find out for sure, though, well, we're going to have to, these are probably all T25s. We're going to have to take this off, so this will drop down. We're going to take this off. There's a cover over this, by the way. You just pop it off. We don't need to take this off, although I'd already started. We don't need to worry about that. I believe T25, 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 I believe that'll be enough to get this down so that we can see this drain. And if there's a hose broken or disconnected, hopefully it's something we can repair. So it's exactly as I expected. This is the hose. It's just hanging out down here. It's supposed to attach up there. In fact, let me take a picture of it so you can see it a little better. So obviously, as you can see, the hose just came completely off and got left under here smashed. Now I'm going to see if I can put it back on. I can. You guys are not going to be able to see that, but I mean, it just plugs right back on. I mean, it's stiff. It's hard to get on there, but once you get it on there, it's on. Now you know what we could do? We could take this water, and I already blew it out. I took the compressed air and I blew the hose out just to make sure. Now let's dump some water in there. And with any luck, it all comes out the bottom now. Squirting out of the door, right there. Right in the center of your screen. Making a big old mess on the floor. You notice it is not making a big old mess inside the car. Now, let me tell you something. I know this may look crazy, right? Airbags, oh my goodness, danger. Listen, you got water pouring all over your airbag already, man. You're already in danger. Don't sweat it. All right, this is no big deal. By the way, the screws for the oh crap handle, the grab handle, and the screws for the sun visor, very simple T20s. They're T20s, guys. So really easy. The stuff just pops out, comes off. No big deal. We've got it reconnected. It's functioning. The car will not leak anymore. So now I can clean this mess up and hopefully send it to the auto spot to get a good detail when I have time, and we won't have an issue with water leaking onto the floor anymore. Super simple and straightforward fix to a very big problem with your sunroof. And just like that, she's all buttoned up, guys. In fact, I took the time while I was in here to reinstall the knee bolster airbag. I don't know why it was out, but somebody had the whole knee bolster bag out of here unbolted and just hanging out. It was flopping around. The bolts were missing. Thankfully, I had some around the shop that I could use, and now it's back in place. So, good deal. No more sunroof leaks. The only downside is, well, it's quickly approaching midnight. It takes me an hour to get home. I need to get going. This floor is very, very wet, man. And it's one of those foam type of floors. So most likely, I'm probably going to send this to the auto spot. It needs a full detail anyway. Brian can pull this carpet out. Probably going to have to pull the seat out. Pull this carpet out. Clean all this up. Really make it nice. Ozone the living hell out of it. And problem solved. The biggest deal right now is that the sunroof doesn't leak, because here in Oklahoma, we're supposed to be getting tons of storms. It's gonna get nasty, guys. And the last thing I need is this car. I wanna drive it. I daily drive this. This is literally what I'm out here rolling around in every day right now. Oh, that floor is, wow. Maybe I could, I'm gonna try to dry this up a little bit. For sure, that's a mess. That's a real mess, guys. But the last thing I want is to be out in this weather and have the car getting soaking wet again. I cleaned up as much of the spots on the pillar. I really did my best in here to clean this up. You guys can see it used to be covered in spots. They're not there anymore. Really worked hard to clean this thing up. We got no warning lights at all. Just a beautiful, beautiful BMW that I really enjoy driving. So much so that I was willing to put in the extra work on this tonight. I think what I'm going to do tonight, I need to put this back on with like some adhesive glue. But I think for tonight, I'm just going to tape this thing right here just to kind of hold it in place. In fact, why don't I put the adhesive glue on it, then I'll put a piece of tape on it to hold it there. Kill two birds with one stone, and then I'm done for the night, guys. I'm done. When I told you guys that I really love this car, I wasn't joking. Like, I'm serious. I can't believe that I love this car as much as I do, but I have really fallen head over heels for this quirky, flat-butted BMW 550 GT. The Gran Turismo is such a cool car. It kind of gives you the feeling of a crossover. It's kind of like an SUV, but it's still a car, but it still has the performance and the handling of like a sports sedan. What a great car. I hope this video helped somebody out there. If you got a leaking sunroof, whether it's a BMW or any other car, if you're leaking inside the car from the roof, 9 times out of 10, in fact, probably 10 times out of 10, it's going to be a problem with one of your sunroof drains. I gave you some helpful information on how to check that kind of stuff out. Pour water, see where it's coming from, and then obviously if it's coming inside the car, pull the headliner down, check around for hoses. If you need to detach the drain hoses, you can do that. Just pull them off, detach them, run some compressed air down them, try to clean them out, flush them out. Those kinds of things really help. Keep your drains clean, guys. Check them regularly for debris, and you shouldn't have an issue like this at all. Hey, if you found the video helpful, or if you just enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to drop your comments down below. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.